Hi everyone. Before we get to today's video, excuse the way I look, I was editing, so I filmed this video over a week ago and realized I needed to put in the winner of the giveaway from last Tuesday. So you're getting me right here as I really quickly need to add this in. But Linda Victor was the winner of the, I'll pop her name up here, of the the Love Notions pattern from last week. And so congratulations, Linda. I just did a random number generator from the comments and picked her. So anyway, Linda, if you will send me an email with your email, I'll get that passed on to Love Notions and they will get you your code for your free pattern. Okay, so without further ado, I'm now going to send you to the real video for today. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week and I'll see you next time. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney and I'm looking disheveled. I'm Whitney and today I've got my April makes for you. So these are all the things that I made in April. Now, if you are watching the daily vlogs, you will have seen most of these. And some of them I already have had videos that kind of went out and talked about. But yeah, I thought I'd just do kind of a roundup of everything I made in April. It was quite a prolific month. Thinking back to the beginning of April when I was trying to think of everything that I had made, some of the stuff that I made at the beginning of the month, I was like, my gosh, that seems like a lifetime ago. This quarantine, this quarantine, so hence my bangs. I refuse to cut them on my own, so yeah, those are just gonna grow out until I get to see the hairdresser again. Okay, let's get started. I have quite a few things to talk about. All right, I'm grouping these kind of in groupings. I'm gonna have to stop a couple of times. I couldn't bring everything over here to show you. A lot of it's still hanging up on the rack back there. So I'm gonna do a couple of things and then we'll pause and I'll bring back and talk through all of them. All right, so first things first, I think, let's start with the things that I made my kids. So this happened right at the beginning of the month. Ooh, and I'm missing. No, I'm not. We're good. Okay, let's continue. Beginning of the month. Okay. All right, so I made my daughter a Monty shirt from the Monty shirt and dress style art pattern. I don't have it here with me, but I will show you footage of her actually in it. I got both my kids to do some modeling for me because I made them each one thing in April. So this is kind of a crop style shirt, really loose and boxy. She had picked out a kind of a lavender cotton shirting from my stash that I had inherited from my sewing mentor Joyce. So this was part of her stash. It has a little bitty pinstripe in it, kind of a white pinstripe. She loves it. She's worn it quite a few times already. And she just puts a tank top underneath it like she's wearing it here. She's also wearing that with her Dawn shorts that I made her in March. So those were part of my March makes, but she's been wearing those a little bit more now that the weather has warmed up. So she's a big fan of the boxy crop shirt. With a tank top. She's also very modest. She doesn't want her midriff showing. So anyway, that was make 1 of the month. Make 2 was this J. Lee zipper hoodie. I can't even remember the name of the pattern. It's a very generic name, but I'll pop a picture of the pattern up here. This zip-up jacket for my son. He really wanted a zip-up hoodie that had kind of a neck that came up high. He likes that, and he wanted the hood, and this one just kind of fit the bill. He picked out both fabrics. We had to, he was feeling left out. He wanted me to make something for him, and actually he helped me make quite a bit of this jacket. So he helped with the entire process. I definitely stepped in on most of it, but he was there. He loves to work my industrial sewing machine and also enjoys working the serger. So he helped make this jacket. And he also picked out the fabrics. I didn't have anything suitable in my stash, so we went online and ordered him probably the equivalent of fabric that I could have bought him one at Dick's Sporting Goods, but that's okay. He has actually been wearing this a ton, so that always makes me feel good when it really is something that they enjoy and want to wear. It's being thrown on a lot, especially as our weather goes back from being warm and then it gets cool again and then warm. He's definitely one of those that enjoys playing outside, so he has been heading out and grabbing that jacket quite a bit, which, yeah, makes me feel good. All right, also at the beginning of the month, and while we are on the subject of loungewear or activewear, I made myself a jogging suit. My husband makes fun of it because it is matching, but that's okay. So I had this bamboo, I think it's a bamboo cotton blend fleeced sweatshirting, fleeceback sweatshirting. So it's got the fleece on the inside. I did not use coordinating thread there. I did use it in the far left-hand needle though. That's my serging trick for everybody. But I got this from Blackbird's Fabric, and I also bought the coordinating rib knit that went with it. So I made the Sloan sweatshirt from Love Notions Patterns, and then I also made, I'm not going to pull them out because they're kind of a pain to put back on the hanger. I won't normally hang these either, but I made the, I'll go ahead and take it off because I'm not, these will go into a drawer. The Luna Loungewear set. So this is the only piece I've made of the Luna Loungewear set. I really want to make some of the other pieces, but these are the shorts that go with the Love Notions Luna Loungewear. Love them. They're perfect. They're like a good length. They're not too short. They've got pockets so I can stick my phone in them. But basically these are just going to be shorts. You know, will I wear these two together? Maybe. But for the most part, I just needed a good pair of like lounge around the house shorts, or work in the yard shorts. You know, sitting around the campfire because we have a fire pit in our backyard. Actually, you see me, I stand in front of it when I do a lot of my outdoor twirls. Sorry, these bangs. But yeah, I just needed a good pair of lounge shorts, and these fit the bill. I had a pair of French Terry that were ready to wear from Gap. They just bit the dust. I mean, they just holes. I'd had them for years and years and years. So it was time for them to go become rags. So now I have a new pair, and they fit the bill just perfectly. And then the sweatshirt I've been actually wearing a ton with some white jeans. You know, is it the most flattering thing I own? No, but it's a sweatshirt, and it's, you know, only because it's not fitted on my bust, so it's just, you know, my body style. But I love the Sloan. It's just a really nice sweatshirt pattern. Yeah, it's just really comfy. So yes, so there's my Sloan and my matching Luna shorts. So see, once I've shown you guys all this stuff, it can actually go live upstairs in my, I have been wearing this, it's just I have to come downstairs to grab it. I like to leave everything down here until I filmed it and shown you guys so I don't forget anything. With the exception of my kids' stuff, because they wouldn't allow me to leave it down here. They were ready for it to be up in their rooms. Okay, next up, let's do, okay, we'll talk about my Melody Dolman. So I made the Love Notions Melody Dolman in this beautiful orange and white striped linen. It's got a curved hem. The pattern comes with a curved hem. I talked about in my Love Notions, you know, ready to wear inspired video last week that you could easily take this and, you know, crop the, you know, take the curve off basically and just cut it straight across at this high point here, which would be very cute. This pattern comes with a full bust front and a standard bust front. Now this came a little tight on me, and I think the reason for that is because my facings got wonky. So this is a very lightweight linen, and it grew on me. The pattern calls for you to put just a little strip of interfacing inside. I kind of feel like with this fabric, I probably should have put the interfacing starting at, because it's a grown-on facing, starting at that point and then interface the entire facing instead of just that one little section, and I think that would have helped a ton. Because I think what happened is that I folded back more facing than I should have, so I reduced the width of the front of my shirt. I'm almost positive that's what happened. So now it's pulling just a little bit across my bust. So I just need to put a little snap in there. But I mean, it's a really lightweight, beautiful linen shirt. And so it is going to get worn quite a bit. I just need to fix that little gaping. It's annoying. I'm annoyed that I have the gaping because, you know, that's why I make my own clothes. So I don't have to worry about the gaping. I also think this pattern does have the full bust front. Sometimes those full bust fronts on me come up a little big throughout the rest of the body, and I can get away with the standard front. And I think I ended up picking the standard front on this one because I looked at the finished measurements and I didn't want quite as much ease. So maybe I should have done the full bust front. That may have solved all of my issues. But I also think that I took, in fact, I'm pretty positive that I took way more, folded way more back than I probably should have. But things were shifting and growing, and it was, even after stay stitching, and that was just because I had a loose weave linen. So anyway, it's still gonna get worn. Okay, we will talk about this in a second. So next, I did a pattern test for the re-release of the Love Notions Rhapsody. I made a short sleeve version in the new one, and I made one for my cousin and one for myself. So I'll pop a picture of her wearing hers because I don't have that any longer. I've sent that off to her, and I had made that with the intention of sending that off to her. She picked out the fabric. She looks adorable in it, as you can see. But I made that one out of a cotton lawn, and that was the first time I'd used a little bit more of a structured fabric in the Rhapsody. Mostly I chose more drapey fabric, or those are the ones that I've made for myself. But I wore that because I modeled it and then sent it off to her. But yeah, I think it's inspired me to make possibly a linen one in May that will be coming up in my May plans video. But then I also made this one that I love out of this batik rayon. This was leftover fabric from the New Look dress that I made back in March. So I had enough to make the shirt, and then I just had to use the contrasting fabric for the inside yokes and then for all the bias treatments, which I think is a lot of fun. That's like a really cool feature. I love this shirt so much. I mean, this is just gonna get, it's like a t-shirt, but it's woven so it looks nicer. I love that. And I think I've got another Rhapsody coming your way. But yeah, so this was my version of that I made. Just taking them off those hangers because they'll go into the hangers in my closet. Okay. Next up, I made, let's see, this is the other pattern test I worked on. It's the, oh, someone told me the correct pronunciation of this and now I can't remember. Sara Alto. We're just gonna go with that. I don't think that's right, but the Sara Alto jacket from Itch to Stitch that I made that you guys saw in the actual dedicated video. Really pleased with this one. This is a viscose jacquard that I got from Blackbirds that ended up being heavier than I thought it was when I ordered it, but because I'd ordered it thinking I'd make a skirt out of it or a shirt, because I thought it was gonna be a drapier fabric. Obviously, it isn't, but it's perfect for this jacket, so I love when that happens. I used a lining, an acetate lining from my stash that I inherited from my mentor Joyce, and I didn't have enough fabric to do the inside yokes, so I had to use a contrasting fabric there. And then these are strips of leather that I had left over from another project I did on, so or worked on, and so I've got leather at the neck and also at the sleeve binding, which worked really, really well. It's got the asymmetrical, I mean, I've talked ad nauseum about this in the video, but yeah, this jacket is actually going to get an outing today because it is chilly and I'm going to go have a coffee sitting outside with a friend today. So this is gonna get an outing today. Okay, next up, I made 2 jumpsuits this month. The first one, just because it's sitting on top, is this McCall's Jumpsuit. Can't remember the number. I'll pop a picture of the pattern though. I used this beautiful rayon challis from Style Maker Fabrics that I'd purchased. I did sleeveless version with the wide leg. I think I showed you on the daily vlogs how I do the full bust adjustment because there's no bust darts. The shaping comes from the gathering down here and the gathering here, and then it's got this midriff panel here. I did raise the plunge in the neckline, and I fully lined the bodice with a silk charmeuse, not charmeuse, a silk crepe de chine, which actually the pattern does call for you to fully line the bodice. It's got an invisible zipper in it. Yeah, I'd actually made this for to wear to a wedding that is now not, well, it's happening, but just no one's invited basically. Or only immediate family. So we'll find another excuse to wear this. I absolutely love it. I really, really love this jumpsuit, and I've already been thinking of ways that I can, you know, make maybe a little cardigan or something to go underneath it so I can wear this more than just the warmer months, because I think it's just really beautiful. Okay, next jumpsuit. Those are my wooden hangers stay down here because they're for display. All right, this is the Bryce Jumpsuit by Style Arc Patterns. So I made this in this cotton spandex from Minerva. This is actually a Minerva make, so I was gifted this fabric and I've written a blog post about it. It is not up yet, but I have written it. And yeah, it'll be up soon. Let's see, I did the sleeveless on this, which uses just knit bindings, basically like a bias facing kind of, to finish off the armholes. It's got 2 tucks in the front for the bust shaping. There are no darts. I don't think there are, no. Just the shaping comes in the form of these tucks here at the waist. It's got these ties that are sewn into the seams, and then a full leg that is technically cropped. I think I need to crop mine a little bit more. And then there's 2 buttons at the back for finishing, and I chose these 2 vintage buttons from my stash. I had 2. I thought it was serendipitous. I needed to use them, but they're a plastic, almost, they're flowers. They look very 60s to me, so those are like a grouping of flowers, if you can see that. And I think that they go really well with the print. Kind of my posh camouflage. My husband calls this camouflage. He thinks it looks like camouflage. Anyway, so I love that jumpsuit. This pattern also comes as a dress, and I still have the pattern out. So at some point here in the not too far future, I do want to use some Ponte that's in my stash to make the dress version. I think that'll get a lot of use in the fall. Okay, I'll be right back to grab another armful of things. Okay, back with part 2. All right, next up we will talk about my Cielo Closet Case Patterns Cielo extravaganza that I went on. If you guys watched last Friday's video, you saw all of these in detail, so I won't go into a lot of detail on these. But I made, ooh, too many things on my lap, knocking stuff off. I made the dress version with the big deep pockets. Can't remember what view that is. View A, I think maybe. Maybe. I can't really remember. But the big deep pockets in a the regular linen from from the fabric store, their online shop. In this beautiful brick color. This was the dress number 1. And once I made this, I did a few fitting adjustments. That was kind of my wearable muslin. And then I made this top from that, and this one fits me beautifully. This was a just an orange linen that I've had in my stash for a really long time. So I was glad to be able to use that. I used every bit of it, so that's exciting. I like to use some of the older stuff that's in the stash. I purchased this actually before I was even making garment clothes, before I was even making clothes for myself. It's when I started going from like home deck sewing to like clothing sewing, but I started off doing kid stuff because my kids are really young. So I bought some linen for like some little kids clothes, but it just never got used. So now I get to reap those benefits. But I love this one. This is just the straight kind of high hip top. And then from there, I went to this linen top, lots of linen, where I used kind of the see-through gridded linen on the back and for the sleeves. And then I had some lightweight linen in my stash that I used for the front. This is all finished off in French seams, and I showed this in detail in the Cielo collection video. But that is my white one. That's my favorite one. Then I tried the lantern sleeve. Oh, geez. Hold on. Then I tried the lantern sleeve and used this kind of a knit that's it's a see-through, like a lacy knit kind of, so you can see through kind of there. And in addition to the top, so I did the lantern sleeve, and it's not my favorite, but I do like it, and it will get a lot of wear. But to wear underneath it, and I bought these 2 fabrics together thinking this would be a topper of some sort, and I'm really pleased actually with what I ended up making out of it. That will get worn. And then I made another misty, that's backwards, misty cami to wear underneath it in some beautiful silk. It's a heavier crepe. It's not quite as thin as a crepe de chine, but I don't think it's like a 3-ply, maybe a 2-ply crepe de chine. Or a crepe, 2-ply crepe, but I love this. I love the color. So this will get worn by itself, and then also underneath that Cielo. And then I made my last dress where I flipped the facing to the outside and did a contrasting fabric, and then did that same color for the cuffs as well. So this is also the dress with the fun pockets. Love this as well. It's just a fun variation. I had a lot of fun with this pattern playing around with it, so that's always fun. Okay, and then the final 3 things that I've got here for you. I went on a little bit of a wrap dress palooza, and not really necessarily on purpose. So I had my sew along that was going for the B6543 dress. Hold on, all of my ties are wanting to wrap around the other dresses. These ties. Okay, so first I had a mess. I was making the sew-along using this fabric, so I made all the adjustments and stuff on the sew-along. There's a full video for making this dress, this beautiful wrap dress in this beautiful cotton voile that is just perfect. It turned exactly into exactly what I wanted. I love this dress so much. It's going to get so much wear this summer. I was kind of copying a dress that my mom had worn when we were visiting them in Florida back in February, and hers was a lightweight cotton lawn, cotton voile, not lined, and it was just a woven wrap dress, and she wore it a couple of times while we were down there. It looked so comfortable and so wonderful, and I actually bought the fabric for this while I was down there with her with the intention of turning it into a wrap dress. So this turned out perfectly. But if you are following along with the channel, you know that I had some issues with filming, and that the whole third video of that sew along where I was making the skirt and attaching the bodice to the skirt totally didn't get filmed. So thought I was filming and I wasn't. So a second dress had to be made. So I pulled this, so this is also the fabric store, their regular weight linen. So this one is heavier dress because the linen's just heavier than that cotton. Oh, I put the pockets in both these too. So I had to make the same dress, and I made it in this beautiful ochre color. I used the leftover bias binding I had enough from the previous dress that I had made to finish all that off. So that's just kind of a fun little secret that's on the inside there. But yeah, I made it in this beautiful ochre color, and I love this one just as much as the cotton voile. Now they fit, I mean, they're a different dress just because the fabric this is a little heavier and it doesn't drape as much as the cotton voile. Not that cotton voile has a lot of drape because it's still cotton, but the linen is a little has a little more body. But I really love the way that this one turned out too. I didn't know that I needed a linen wrap dress until I made it and realized I really did need it. So yeah, I really love this one too. So those were my two wrap dresses. And then this last one, big pile of clothes here. This last one was a palette cleanser. I just needed a project to work on, just to sit and do some sewing one day. It had kind of a rough day. And so I made this McCall's Dress. It is a wrap dress. It has the cup sizes. I used this beautiful crinkle rayon from Style Maker Fabrics. I did the shorter skirt version, and I did the no ruffles on it, obviously. But it's got a raglan sleeve, and so it's got a really beautiful neckline. I love the way this neckline fits. It's just a very flattering, the way it kind of comes up and then down, a very flattering neckline. And then it has like this almost cap sleeve. I mean, it is a cap sleeve, but it's not a tight fitting cap sleeve. I don't normally like cap sleeves on my arms, but this is like a loose fitting cap sleeve because it's the raglan. And then here's the bottom part of the sleeve that kind of, it's the side seams, you know, like the bottom part of the arm. But it all gets finished off with self-lining. So that's all been self-lined, because if you look at the bottom of the skirt, you can see that actually the back side of the fabric is lighter than the front side, which actually, this is a high-low hem a little bit, but that doesn't bother me. But anyway, I thought that finished off wonderfully. So I've got 3 new wrap dresses to add to my wardrobe, and these are maybe the first 3 woven wrap dresses I've made. I've made quite a few knit wrap dresses, which seem to be a little bit easier to find in the pattern world, but I love those woven ones. And I think that the B6543 is similar to the Eve dress from Sew Over It. They seem to be similar in the style lines, but yeah, I highly recommend that pattern and the McCall's pattern. I really like that one too. I could see me making maybe another one of those as well. I love a good dress in the summer. So there you have it. Those are all of my makes. I'm pretty sure I didn't miss anything for April. I was busy, but then again, I'm also filming daily vlogs, so I was sewing things along for the vlog, and then also, you know, just there's nothing else going on right now, and sewing is my sanity. So I definitely made a lot of these projects just as ways for me to kind of come back into the moment, not let myself fly off the handle. So that's all I've got for today. I hope you enjoyed seeing those and following along with me in April. On Friday, I will have my May plans video. I don't normally do these, but while we're all kind of stuck in quarantine, even though technically we're coming out of quarantine now, kind of, my family's still choosing not to go out, so I'm going to keep these up until maybe through June. In July, we might be doing some traveling, maybe. And actually, we may go see family in June if that opens up. So we'll see. We'll see how long the daily vlogs last. But if you're following me along over there, I'll see you tomorrow. Otherwise, I will see you on Sunday for the, what are you watching? The Kimberly dress sew along. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Friday and have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time.